Students, whatever homework is given to you, you have to submit it on the very next day between 8 am to 1 pm to the given WhatsApp number, and it is compulsory to submit your homework as your attendance will be marked on the basis of your submission.
Good morning, dear students. I welcome you all in our online science lecture. Today we are going to start our new chapter, that is chapter number 7, Control and Coordination. Now this word control and coordination you have learned in the chapter 6, that is life process, under the topic named life processes. In that we have learned about the one process, that is control and coordination. What was the function performed by that process? Is to control and coordinate the various types of life processes taking place inside our body. है ना, हमारे बॉडी में जितने भी अलग अलग टाइप के लाइफ प्रोसेस होते हैं उन सबको एक दूसरे के साथ कंट्रोल एंड कोऑर्डिनेट करना. ठीक है, इन शॉर्ट पूरी बॉडी टू कंट्रोल एंड कोऑर्डिनेट द होल बॉडी, व्हाट आर द मूवमेंट्स, व्हाट आर द वर्क, एवरीथिंग that is being done by that system control and coordination. So about that process control and coordination we are going to learn in detail in this chapter. So let's start our chapter with the topic animal nervous system. So what is animal nervous system? ठीक है, it's a complex control and coordinating system possessed by an animal. Now see, we have different type of organism as existing on this earth, but among them animals are having the well developed and the most advanced control and coordinating system, and that is only possible because of this nervous system. Okay, and this nervous system, the main two parts of this nervous systems are brain and spinal cord. That's your brain, and the lower part, that is spinal cord. These two are the most important organs, you can say, that control and coordinate the whole nervous system existing in our body. Now let's see, in animals, if we talk about the animals, what are the control and coordination processes there? It has been carried out by means of nervous and muscular tissue. Generally these two types of tissue are there in our body, that is muscular and nervous tissue, but both are having different way of approaching the various function of doing the various work. But right now we are going to learn about the nervous tissue first. Okay, so what is nervous tissue? ठीक है, so it is the tissue present in the various nerve organ which are there in our body like brain and spinal cord. Now if we talk about the structure and functional part of this nervous tissue, just like in 9th we have learned that our body, if we talk about our body, cell is the structure and functional part of our body. In the same way, whatever the nervous tissue we have, whatever the nervous tissue we are having in our body, which is the important tissue of our nervous system, so that nervous tissues has structure and function unit known as neuron or nerve cells. So you can say that neuron and nerve cells are the structural and functional unit of nervous tissue. So whatever the function does by the nervous tissue, it is being done by means of this nerve cells only, which is also known as neuron. And you have learned about this in your lower standard at 9th standard, but in this chapter, that is in 10th standard of this chapter 7, we are going to learn it in detail. So let's do that. If you talk about the neuron and the nerve cell, it has three parts. It's whole nerve cell, because nerve cells are the longest cell of human body. That also we have learned in 9th standard. है ना? It's the longest cell possessed by our body, nerve cell. And that nerve cell has three parts: cell body, dendrites and axon. Cell body, dendrites and axon are the three parts of that nerve cells. Okay, and you can see diagram I have drawn. This is the whole structure of the nerve cell. This is the starting point of that nerve cell, which is known as dendrites. It's a tip. It's the tip of the nerve cell, which is known as starting part of the nerve cell. It's known as dendrite. Followed by the central nucleus containing part, that is cell body, where nucleus is present. Followed by the long tail, which is known as axon, and at the end we are having the nerve ending. Nerve ending means the part where your nerve cell is going to end. Now there is some gap, because as soon as this nerve cell ends, the second nerve cell starts. because it's a continuous chain of nerve cells which is there in our body, but between the two nerve cells there is a small gap is there. So that gap is known as synapse, and it has some important role to play which we are going to learn in our later segment. So this is how your nerve cells continuous chain is prevailing in our body, in our nervous system. Okay, so these three are the important parts of the nerve cell, that is dendrites, the central nucleus containing part, that is cell body, followed by the axon, and at the end we are having nerve ending, and between the two nerve cells there is a small gap which is known as synapse. So this is about the structure of the nerve cells. Okay, now you can see some of the points I have written here, that is specialized receptors are present in our sense organ like ear, nose and tongue. Means see, nerve cells are there to carry the message from one part of the body to the brain. Okay, but what are those things which are receiving this message from the body parts? So the things which receive the message from the body parts are known as receptors. So these are the receptors which receive the message from the whole body and carry that message to the brain by means of nerve cells. Okay, and they are present in our sense organ like ear, nose, tongue, etc. Now there are two special receptors which are mentioned in your textbook, which are very important from MCQ point of view or objective point of view. They may ask in 1 marks, that is gustatory receptors. So what are gustatory receptors? So they are to detect taste. यानी जब भी आपको किसी चीज का टेस्ट आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि वो खट्टी है, मीठी है, कड़वी है, बिटर है, सोर है, कैसी है. So the taste, the receptor which identify the taste in our body, those receptors are known as gustatory receptors. And the receptor which detect or identify the smell, so they are known as olfactory receptors. So these two receptors are mentioned in our textbook. That's why I have written there. Gustatory receptors that detect the taste, and olfactory that detect the smell in our body. Now, next the important question, how the information pass from one nerve cell to the another. यानी एक नर्व सेल से दूसरे नर्व सेल में ये जो भी इंफॉर्मेशन है वो पास कैसी होती है. सो मैं सबसे पहले आपको ये बताना चाहूंगा कि हमारे बॉडी में जो मैसेज है ना वो दो तरह से पास किया जाता है, वन इन केमिकल फॉर्म एंड वन इन इलेक्ट्रिक फॉर्म. So whatever the message transformation is done in our body, it is being done in two ways, in the form of chemical message and in the form of electrical message or electric message. Now this thing you have to keep in your mind, that your nerve cells, and whatever the nervous system we are having in our body and whatever the nervous tissues are there, in that whatever the nerve cells are there, all the nerve cells can only interpret the electric signals. यानी हमारे जो नर्व सेल्स हैं, नर्व टिश्यू के, वो सिर्फ इलेक्ट्रिक सिग्नल की भाषा समझ सकते हैं, उन्हें केमिकल मैसेज की लैंग्वेज समझ में नहीं आती. दैट मींस व्हाटएवर द मैसेज और इंफॉर्मेशन इज पासिंग थ्रू आवर बॉडी इन द नर्वस सिस्टम along the nerve cells, that is being passed in the form of electric signals only. And apart from that, when information come out of the nerve cells, they are automatically get converted into a chemical message by means of some chemical reaction. So how that is going to take place, that we have to learn now. So before starting this topic, I want to make you sure that you have to keep this in your mind, that in our body two types of messages are prevailing or transforming. One is chemical message and one is electric message. Chemical message is studied or governed by muscle tissues or muscle cells, or and as far as your electric message is concerned, it is being passed through, or it is being governed by the nerve cells. Okay, so let's see to this topic now. See, first of all, what are the message? It's just like this. Now this is the message. ठीक है, I hit my, ठीक है, मैंने अपने आप को यहाँ मारा, so it's a message. अब ये जो मैसेज है ना वो एक केमिकल फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट हो गया, it's a chemical now. अब इस chemical message, so whatever the information is there, it's one type of chemical message. Now this chemical message is received by the tip of the nerve cell, which is known as dendrites. I have written here. See, at the tip of the dendrites, one type of chemical reaction take place, and chemical message is converted into an electric impulse. And whatever the message whatever the message is there, that message first of all get transferred or first of all travel in the form of chemical message. Now that chemical message is received by the tip of the nerve cells known as dendrites. Now at the tip of dendrites some chemical reaction take place, and due to that chemical reaction, whatever the chemical message is there, it is being converted into a electric signal, electric impulse. यानी हमारी बॉडी में जो भी मैसेज जाते हैं, ठीक है, हर एक मैसेज स्पाइनल कॉर्ड और ब्रेन तक पहुंचने से पहले एक केमिकल मैसेज होता है. क्या होता है? केमिकल मैसेज. और वो केमिकल मैसेज जैसे हमारे नर्वस सिस्टम में एंट्री लेता है, तो कहां से एंट्री लेता है? फ्रॉम द टिप ऑफ द नर्व सेल, दैट इज डेंड्रिस, यानी डेंड्रिस से एंट्री लेगा. सो डेंड्रिस की जो टिप है वहां केमिकल रिएक्शन करवाया जाएगा, एंड ड्यू टू दैट केमिकल रिएक्शन ऑल द केमिकल मैसेज आर बीइंग कन्वर्टेड इनटू अ इलेक्ट्रिक सिग्नल्स. अब वो इलेक्ट्रिक सिग्नल्स में कन्वर्ट हो जाएंगे. नाउ दिस इलेक्ट्रिक इंपल्स now travel from dendrites to cell body and then along the axon to the nerve ending. यानी अब ये जो मैसेज है, इलेक्ट्रिक मैसेज, इलेक्ट्रिक इंपल्स, वो डेंड्रिट से सेल बॉडी, सेल बॉडी से एक्सॉन, एक्सॉन से नर्व एंडिंग में ट्रैवल करेगा. और जैसे ये इलेक्ट्रिक मैसेज और इलेक्ट्रिक इंपल्स नर्व एंडिंग पे आएगा, यू कैन सी यहाँ तो गैप है, ठीक है. तो जैसे अब देखो दूसरे नर्व सेल्स के पास जाने के लिए एक्चुअली वो नहीं जा सकता. क्यों? बिकॉज देयर इज नो डायरेक्ट कनेक्शन बिटवीन द टू नर्व सेल्स. हमने अभी पढ़ा ना, दो नर्व सेल्स के बीच में गैप है, एंड दैट गैप इज नोन एज सिनेप्स. ठीक है, इसलिए डायरेक्ट कांटेक्ट इज जस्ट अ गैप है, देयर इज अ गैप बिटवीन द टू नर्व सेल्स. सो नेचुरली यहां के नर्व एंडिंग को इस डेंड्रिस के पास जाना है, तो बीच में बहुत सारा गैप है जिसको क्रॉस करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, बिकॉज दोनों नर्व सेल एक दूसरे से कनेक्टेड नहीं है. तो एक्चुअली क्या होगा कि पहले जैसे मैसेज इस गैप में आएगा, उसे वापस केमिकल मैसेज में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज इलेक्ट्रिकल मैसेज सिर्फ और सिर्फ नर्व सेल्स में ट्रैवल होता है, उसके बाहर नहीं. दैट मींस अब क्या होगा, नाउ वन मोर केमिकल रिएक्शन विल टेक प्लेस, एंड ड्यू टू दैट केमिकल रिएक्शन व्हाट हैपन, व्हाटएवर द इलेक्ट्रिक इंपल्स आर देयर, दे कम आउट इनटू द सिनेप्स as a chemical message. जैसे वो सिनेप्स यानी गैप में आ जाते हैं, वो इलेक्ट्रिक इंपल्स अगेन गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू अ chemical message. Now this chemical message again received by the dendrites, again received by the dendrites of the next nerve cell. Now this dendrites again convert that chemical message into a electric impulse. Now this electric impulse travel to cell body to axon, axon to ending and so on. और इस तरह से ये प्रोसेस चलता रहता है. You can see at the nerve end again due to some reaction electric impulse are converted into a chemical message. Now this chemical message pass to the synapse and reach the tip of dendrites of next nerve cells. वापस फिर ये शुरू हो जाता है. So this way the whole information from one nerve cell to another nerve cell, then to next nerve cell and so on, it from the spinal cord it reaches to our brain. हमारे स्पाइनल कॉर्ड से पीछे से होते हुए हमारे ब्रेन तक इस तरह से इंफॉर्मेशन को पहुंचाया जाता है. ठीक है, लेके जाया जाता है. And then brain interpret this information and based on that it give instruction to the motor nerves, because अगर nerve cells information लेके जाती है तो उसका जो reaction है, जो action है कि क्या करना है, उसको मोटर वो जो मैसेज है वो कौन लेके आता है? मोटर नर्व्स. सो मोटर नर्व्स क्या करते हैं, हमने जो जैसे हमने ये मैसेज दिया कि मैसेज गया, मैसेज कहाँ गया? पहले स्पाइनल कॉर्ड से ब्रेन. तो ब्रेन को क्या पता चला कि किसी ने मुझे यहाँ मारा है, तो क्या करना है? हार्ट वहां से हटा लो. सो इट्स दैट मैसेज इज ब्रॉट बाय द मोटर नर्व्स. क्लियर? सो दिस वे द प्रोसेस ऑफ ट्रांसफॉर्मिंग द इंफॉर्मेशन इन आवर बॉडी, दैट इज इन द नर्वस सिस्टम, टेक प्लेस. ओके, सो आई होप यू गॉट द टॉपिक. ठीक है, नाउ we will see you in the next lecture of this chapter with some new topic. As a homework, whatever I taught you in this lecture, you have to write the related question in your notebook and submit to your concerned teacher. Okay, till then take care, bye bye.